North Edgecombe High School is a small Title I rural school in Edgecombe County, North Carolina. I often say that we serve a school of just 1%ers. We serve a school of 1% of the wealthiest kids that you could ever meet in your life. Those kids are rich with hope, they're rich with values, they're rich with purpose, and they're rich with passion. And we see that in them every day. This is the estimated number of students who are in North Carolina public schools. 1.5 million students. And yet, no one is average. Not your spouse, not your colleagues in this room, not me, and certainly not the kids that are sitting in classrooms across the state of North Carolina. They're all vastly different, unique perspectives, very different life contexts. So we have to get back to designing for just the one kid and not the 1.5. It's gonna be heavy and it's tough, but our kids deserve it because each one of them have their own zone of genius. Here's how it happens in schools often, in traditional models. They all get English at the same time. They all have science at the same time. They often get math at the same time. And then we force them to eat lunch at the same time, though they may not be hungry. We're pushing kids out of the factory model without praising and celebrating and affirming the richness that kids bring to our schools every day. We want to start with our children in our community. What are their aspirations? What are their realities? So we sat down and we scripted 100 empathy interviews with kids and families, sitting on couches, sitting at dinner tables, sitting in the cafeteria with children, wanting to know, what are your hopes, what are your dreams, and how can we make that true in our new design? And our parents want our kids to do the things they're really passionate about, and also explore their rich identities, and also learn how to be resilient in tough moments. So we scripted out how might we questions, how might we build a school with that, ... Our design anchors help us distill the things that matter the most in our school design. So we love first. We recognize the humanity that exists in every person in our building, every person that stands next to us. And we see them deeply for who they are. We're rooted right here. We believe that we design with people and not for people. We're in the driver's seat alongside of our students. We believe that there is no normal, that because we've done school the same way that we've done school for so long, doesn't mean that has to still be true. And we believe that everyone owns everything. As a principal of the school, I'm not the central core designer of everything that happens in our school. Sometimes that means as a principal, I step all the way back and my teachers step forward. Sometimes that means they step all the way back and our kids step forward. But everyone is responsible for creating something magical in our school. This activity is called Who Are You? So it helps name the salient parts of your identity that you don't often get to name, or you don't often have the time or space to think about.
Who are you?
I'm a black male.
Who are you?
I'm a dreamer.
Who are you?
I am someone who believes in kids.
Who are you?
I was born to a 16-year-old mother.
Who are you?
I grew up in poverty.
Who are you?
I don't live in poverty anymore.
Who are you?
I'm someone who recognizes my privilege.
Who are you?
I am using that privilege to change the lives of kids.
Who are you?
I am someone who is creative.
Who are you?
I am a believer of a different world. We were able to create a very different school for kids. One in which they can raise their hand to come to every day. One in which they know they're going to be loved and supported by a teacher they feel most connected to. And I also believe our kids had the gift long before they came in our schools. Our job is to find it, nurture it, pull it out of them, and show them how to use that talent, that gift, to light up the world. We need the runway and the guardrails to innovate in a really big way. We're running towards this risk to figure out how do we do school differently for kids. We exceeded 3 years in a row. We're no longer low performing. That's my big ask for you guys, is create the runway so that we all can get there together. Because they deserve it, and they deserve it.